Well, thank you all for being here. It's always an exciting day when we have media day because that means that we are that much closer to actually playing games and playing against somebody other than ourselves. So I just want to start off by thanking these two for joining me up on stage today. I'm fortunate every day to be able to work with 16 young women who are passionate about basketball, passionate about their academics, and about life. We've really built a culture of success with the young women that we bring in, and I love my job. I love coming to practice every day. I love the opportunities that I get to work with them. So you're going to get to hear from two great ones today sitting next to me. To kick it off our season, we're really excited about this year. We don't feel like we reached a lot of the goals that we wanted to accomplish last season. We really were battle tested from an injury perspective last year, and so when we were coming into this season, we met with our leadership team, which Kendall Need is a part of. We have other players on the team that are in that, and kind of really sat down and kind of talked about what do we want to get out of this next season. And we really talked about staying present, focusing on, each individual moment and winning each day. Every day is a 24-hour period, and what we can accomplish within that 24 hours really kind of sets the standard for us. The good thing about that is if you have a bad day, you have a bad day at practice, maybe you have a bad game, then it doesn't matter the next day because you're on to the next. So we're not really here to talk about season expectations because I'm going to be honest with you, we haven't even talked about that as a staff or a team. We're really talking about what are we going to do in practice today, and really tomorrow we play Parkside in a close scrimmage, and so we're really excited about just getting out and playing somebody else, and that's really what we're focused on is how we're going to compete in that. We have a lot of people will say that we're young. We've been getting that a lot. And the truth is, I don't think that we're young. So I'm gonna kind of like rebuke that or statement. We have our four top guards that are returning this season. And then last year we had a lot of injuries, and so we had two post players that kind of had to step up from our bench that will now be kind of moving into that starting rotation that are actually extremely experienced because they went against two very good post players, our two senior post players, every single day in practice last year. Production-wise, they were actually more productive when you look at the numbers from our post players who started last year, and so we're excited to see them now get full-time game minutes. We also brought in a transfer from she was from the junior college side of things, but she's from Sweden. Her name is Vanessa. And then we've got this young lady sitting next to me, Jada Williams, who sat out in a redshirt year last year, but has really kind of like been a very competitive person for us. Let's just be honest, she hurt us in practice every single day last year, especially from a rebounding side. So we're fortunate to have her be able to suit up in jerseys. We're obviously led by Kendall Need, who is a senior for us this year. We're hoping that we can get one more year out of her with a COVID year here coming up, but she is a remarkable person. She brings it every single day. I don't know how else to put it. It's not even from a physical perspective, but she is the pulse to our team. We go as she goes from a mental perspective, and she is a fantastic energy giver for us. So we're expecting a lot from her this year and expecting her to carry a lot of the weight. And to be honest with you, she's ready for it. I mean, I think she wants the role, and the league has acknowledged her, putting her on the second team all preseason conference. But she's got more work to do, and I think she's ready for the challenge.
Questions? Just keep throwing them out there.
I know you kind of build on what the coach just said. You spent a few years in the program now. Kind of, I guess, learn by watching and participating. Now you're expected to kind of take the reins as a leader. Is that exciting for you?
Yeah, I have been led by incredible seniors and upperclassmen for the past 3 years, and I think coach as well as the older players have really prepared me for this moment, and I'm really excited to step into this role, both on the mental and emotional side as well as with statistics.
Building off of that, getting the all-conference mention like you did in the preseason, how much does that help your confidence?
I mean, I would say that I am appreciative of the recognition, but it also makes me extremely hungry for this season. Like, I'm ready to get going. Like she said, we're really focused on the day-to-day, so making sure that I win each practice as well as each game is going to be really important for making my mark.
Coach, how have you seen Kendall game evolve? Obviously, behind the scenes, she's found her voice and confidence. You put her in some late game situations with the ball in her hands. How's her game evolved in that time?
Yeah, well, she's changed a lot from even when you look at pictures from freshman year to now. I mean, she's become a very strong athlete for us. She has the quickness, to compete against any of the guards in our league with her first step and her ability to the rim. But now she's added the physicality side. So she causes a huge matchup problem for a lot of the teams in our league. If they want to put somebody smaller on her, then we're going to dominate the paint with her. We're going to run some isolation stuff to get her post touches. And if they want to put somebody that's a little bit bigger on her, then we'll take them off the dribble. So she's definitely a matchup. Where I've seen most of her growth coming in to this year is in two areas. One would be just her maturity. In a sense, she's really kind of leveled out for us. It's when you're younger, there's a lot of emotion. You play a lot on the highs and lows. And this year, we've seen her really take a step in where, even when she's maybe not playing as well, you would never notice it. I mean, she's still the same Kendall. She's still going with the same effort. She's still leading the team in the same way. And then her defense has really improved for us. Going back and watching a lot of the practice film that we've had. She has not been causing us problems on the defensive year. Like where last year we had a few matchup problems with her, and we were trying to find players for her to guard. It's not going to be the same this year. We feel like with Angie Sierra being such a high level defender that we don't lose as much now with Kendall being on the wing as a second defender.
Your coach said that you really tearing up practice. Are you developing a secret that is the secret to your game?
I would say I'm a defender. I like competing. I love getting rebounds and everything. So yeah, I would just describe myself as a competitor.
After a year where you don't necessarily get to compete in games, how used to?
I'm very excited. I haven't gotten a jersey in a long time, and I'm just really excited. Really looking forward to this year and everything.
One of the terms that we throw around quite often on our team is this concept of being a dog. And, that word is we've talked a lot about as a team because there can be a negative connotation when women hear, like, you're playing like a dog, Whereas Jim Harbaugh, actually, the former football coach at Michigan, he actually defined dog as a disciplined athlete with grit. And I would 100% call Jada a dog. I mean, she is relentless on the defensive side. She flies in for rebounds. I mean, she uses her athleticism in ways that we haven't seen in a while. She'll be able to play the top of our press, which will be really huge for us. We feel like we're going to be able to press a little bit more this year than we have in the past because of our athleticism, especially with her and Vanessa being able to play this year. It's really picked up the speed of our game, and so we're expecting some big minutes from her in that sense.
What are you expecting your season?
Yeah, so we've got some experience in the point guard position, which is really nice. Having both Cammie Pepler and Jada Donaldson returning becomes really huge for us. And the great thing is that the two of them are kind of opposites. You've got Cammie, who is one of the most aggressive point guards, in our league. She's always trying to make the play, and she has the ability to make the play, which is nice. You have those point guards that try to do it and can't, and then you have those point guards that try to do it and can, and she's one of those point guards that can do it. She has really, her shot right now is looking great. She's consistently hitting shots off the catch, off the dribble. She's really kind of found a really great rhythm within that, which is an area that she struggled at, consistency. Last year from the 3-point line, she's really picked up on that. And then similar to what we're talking about with Kendall, she's really improved in her maturity standpoint. She's making great plays for us. We scrimmaged our practice guys the other day, who obviously they're bigger, faster, stronger. And she came out of the scrimmage with 5 assists and only 1 turnover. So she's doing a great job of pushing our pace and and getting the ball in places that we need to create easy opportunities for other players on our team.
Two questions I should both Mr. Manfredson.
Your season's about to get underway. Everybody's 0-0. What's the thing you're looking most forward to?
For the season, I'm just excited to get it rolling. We're not talking too much in the future as a team, so I don't think I can fully answer that question well, but today we have practice, and I'm super excited to grind so that we're ready for tomorrow.
Yeah, I would say the same thing. We're just looking to win the day, win every day, and just compete every day. And yeah.
Coach Leonard, really look at teams here. What's the early identity of this team? What do you like most about the chemistry of this girl so far?
I think the word you said is the key, chemistry. I would honestly say this is probably one of the closest teams that we've had. They really treat each other like sisters out on the court, in the locker room. We really haven't had. I can't even say we really haven't. We haven't had any drama as a team, which when you're, working with 16, 18 to 23-year-olds, there's usually bound to have something. And our staff really gets to focus on basketball and creating great energy instead of having to manage personalities. We've got, I think that they're all extremely goal-oriented. We're all fighting. It seems like we're all fighting for the exact same thing. Every day we walk into practice, there's moments of laughter, there's moments of competitiveness, there's trash talking. It's very fun, and nobody's really taking it personal. Our leadership team can really coach the players as well as coaches can coach players without it being taken personal. And so it's really a fun atmosphere to be a part of, which I think is going to be part of our identity this year, is just how close we are and how we're really fighting for the same goals. Yeah, it's been awesome for me. Not everybody as a parent gets to kind of see their kid every single day in college. And I'm fortunate to be able to have that opportunity to do it. But, she's very driven as a person and a little bit of a perfectionist. And so I'm having to kind of remain coach a lot of the times and let our upperclassmen, really kind of guide her in those moments. I've got a great staff too, so Coach Stacy is her position coach and has been working a lot with her one-on-one and through film sessions. And I really think we're doing it the right way with the redshirt year, allowing her to kind of just get a feel for what it's going to be like, in college in general. But I will say she's flourishing. I mean, she did very well in the scrimmage when she was on the scout squad against our team the other day. We had to lock her up a little bit because she was hitting too many shots. And she's just a competitor. So I know that her goal this year, and she enjoys being on scout, is to make our top players better every single day. Is her goal, and it's just fun for me sometimes to be able to watch her do it.
You guys have Green Bay coming pretty early this season. How do you feel about the schedule as a whole?
Yeah, I think we balanced the schedule a little bit more this year than we have in the past. We've kind of taken it to where, anytime I'm trying to do the schedule, I always look at an opponent and try to say, okay, where would they fall within our conference, especially in the non-conference side of things. And we've evened it out this year. Last year, we had a very tough non-conference schedule. We were playing a lot of teams that would have finished in the top, 3 or 4 of our league. And this year, it's a little bit more balanced. We've got teams that would have, if they were in our league, would finish in the top, and then teams that would finish in the middle of the pack. So I think it'll give us a better gauge kind of as to where we're at and what we need to work on going into the conference season than maybe what we've had in the past. I really like where the league is at. To be honest with you, I think it's going to be one of the more competitive years in the league that we've seen. You've got, the teams that have been at the top that are going to remain at the top. I think that we've got some really, really talented teams up there. But I think the middle of the pack has gotten a lot stronger. And so I think I don't think there's going to be a team that's going to run the league this year. I think it's going to be, a really competitive. Every single game you're going to go into, you're going to have to be prepared. There's not going to be a game that's going to be an easy game. Which is great. I love that about our league, and I love that we've had different champions and different people going to the NCAA tournament for the last 5 years.
Any further questions for Coach, student athletes?
All right, awesome.
Can I just say one more thing? Sorry. I don't want to miss out on talking about Angie, Sierra, and Grace Crawley, because I think that they're going to be defining people on our team this year. Angie Sierra has really taken a huge step in her game, and she's really become a leader for us on the floor, and not just a defensive leader. I think in the past we've relied so much on her defensively, but she's really been a consistent scorer for us, leading into the practices, coming into games, and so to be able to have her and Kendall on the perimeter for us is going to alleviate some of the pressure from Kendall sometimes. I think that it's not going to be as easy of a double team in the posts with the two of them sitting on our wings. And then to talk about Grace Crawley, who's a senior for us this year. She's kind of one of those people that nobody knows about. And I think she's going to be another one of those very similar to Jada Williams. That's going to be a surprise in our league. She actually started last year for us when Emma Whitmer-House had a shoulder injury, and she scored the first 7 points in both the games that she started. She's a dynamic scorer in the post, and somebody that can defend a 1 through 5. And so it's going to really help us, again, from another athletic standpoint to really pick up our game. So I'd be kind of remiss if I didn't get a chance to mention them within this press conference.